I may not know everything, but I know this. Pregnancy is difficult, and it's even more so difficult when it's frowned upon by a society that you long to be accepted into. Being an aggressive lesbian and choosing to carry your own child is demanding of your heart, mind, body, and soul. But don't ever think that you're alone. There are people like us fighting for the right to be free, live free, and choose freely, just like any other woman. It's time we take our choices back that society has forced some of us to alter. What's up, world? The Real Hollywood here, as you already know. Today's video, man, it's gonna get a little deep, and I want to take it there because I feel like nobody has. Now, this past week, I uploaded a 19-week baby bump photo of my son, and I've gotten so much love and so much positivity from that picture. Over 1,000 shares, over 150,000 people viewed it and really interacted on it, and I appreciate that. But I want to shed some light on the negativity in the world and the stigmas in the world on lesbian women procreating and creating their own families. Now, of course, to some people, that might not seem normal to someone to be a lesbian and want to have a child. And some of the shares that I got were from people saying, did you moan when you had sex with a man? And ignorant things that are just like, are you angry that you don't understand how to conceive without having sex with a man? Or are you generally like just ignorant to the facts? And now it's a lot of ignorance and misconceptions in the world about lesbians conceiving, of course. And no, we don't have to have sex with a man to have a baby. Perfect example, like I said in my last couple videos, I tried, the artificial insemination through CNY fertility. I paid for the sperm, I paid for the procedure, everything like that. I was on fertility drugs, and I took a shot to basically force myself to ovulate. Now, I got the procedure done. It took like not even 10 minutes. They put the sperm inside of you with a catheter. You lay there for about 15 minutes and continue on to your day. Now, this didn't work for me. Mind you, I was on fertility drugs, everything. It didn't work for me. I also tried another time with a friend of mine in Atlanta. Like I said in my last video, like he went in the bathroom, did his thing, gave me the cup. I inserted the sperm, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work. And the third time, I kind of did the same thing. The person went into the bathroom, did what he had to do in a cup. You know what I'm saying? It was brought to me, and then I inserted, and I laid there for about 45 minutes. And now this time, I did it about 3 times. So I did it basically 3 days in a row. And it worked. So no, you don't have to be somebody else because society is forcing you to have sex with men or forcing you that this is the cheap way to do it or anything like that. Now, I've actually reached out to a couple people a while ago and asked them, how did you get pregnant? Because they were lesbians too. And I remember one woman told me that she had sex with a man because she didn't want to pay thousands of dollars to have a baby. Now, that's her choice. I'm not frowning upon that, But for me, it's like I don't find men attractive in that way to me. I'm not sexually attractive to men. I don't want to be with a man. I don't want relations with a man. So why go out of my way, out of my character, something that'll bother me to my core just to have a child? And now, of course, technology is crazy. Medicine is crazy. Everything is just different now. So there's different ways to do things. And the way that I did it, it worked for me. Not saying that it's going to work for the next person, but I'm documenting everything because I want you guys to really be aware of the things that are happening in your world. And sometimes it's not happening in your community, but it's happening in the world. And that goes for me. A lot of people also shared the picture and said, Dyke's getting pregnant now. Or why do you want to be a man, but now you're pregnant? Let me clarify a few things. I'm a woman, 24/7, 365. I don't want to be a man. I'm not on hormones. I don't call myself him, he. I'm not having any issues with myself. I'm a woman, and I love that about myself. I prefer to dress comfortable, whether you guys call it in men clothing or whatever you want to say. But to me, it's clothing. I don't walk into a store and look for the men's section. I look for the section that fits me. Now, I can wake up tomorrow and want to put on a dress. That's my prerogative. I can do that because that's who I'm choosing to be at that moment. And that's where the androgyny comes in. I can dress in men's clothing or I can dress in women's clothing. That's up to me. That has nothing to do with society. That has nothing to do with anybody that has negative comments about lesbian, dykes, bisexual people, studs, AGs, whatever you want to call it. But as a community, as a world, as a society, we need to stop putting these stigmas and these roles and these different labels on people that want to do things that make them happy. And see, that's always been me. I'm always going to do whatever that makes me happy. No matter if I get bashed about it, I get talked about, and people just say hurtful things. It doesn't bother me none because I've been talked about since I was young. So now that I'm bringing my son into this world, I want to be aware of the negativity and I want to be aware of the ignorance that's in my community. And, and I talk about that because I'm not just talking about in the world as a whole. I'm talking about the LGBTQ community, the black community, everything, because that's how I'm bringing my son up. He's going to be aware of all these things. He's going to be aware of all the things that were said to me or the fingers that were pointed at me because I'm not society's normal female that's getting pregnant. No, I'm not wearing dresses. No, I'm not putting on makeup. I get my hair cut. I like to have a nice cut. So what? Like, why do you have to label women when it comes down to how they choose to live their lives? And you're basically telling me I'm not worthy enough to procreate and create my legacy because I don't dress like your typical female. Do you know how ignorant that sounds? And when I'm looking at some of these shares, like with the dyke, and I want to be a man, and I'm just like, where do you gather this information? I'm not sure what you deal with in your community. Like I said, everybody's different. We have to think about the world as a whole, but at the same time, a lot of people are stuck in their little cities, and that's all they see. So I can't be ignorant to that fact either. That's why I'm here to educate. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to inspire. So if you don't know something, ask. Simple as that. If you don't know, ask. Like, stop being ignorant, and it comes down to segregation. Just like how back in the day, blacks could only be with blacks and whites could only be with whites. That's kind of what you're doing to us. As a black lesbian mother now, I don't want my son to feel like he has to feel some type of way because now he has a gay mom. I'm not going to pop up with a husband. I'm not going to pop up and do something out of the norm for me because it's society's way of saying that's your normal family. A mom and a dad. When? 35, 50 years ago? Yeah, cool. That's the normalized family. That's what you see in textbooks. That's what you see on TV and movies. But I want my son to be aware and to be woke on the situations of, families are different. They come in all shapes and sizes, all genders, 2 men, 2 women. I want him to be okay with that because I don't want my son growing up seeing another person on social media and he shares it and says some shit that's not how he was grown, not how he was brought up. And that bothers me. And I really want to shed some light on that because there's not a lot of people that are willing to share the personal parts of their life, because they're afraid of the backlash, and the hate. And it hurts. It hurts. And if I wasn't so strong-minded, so strong-willed, and really just empowering myself, like, it would hurt me. So imagine you doing this and sharing these things to somebody that's not, strong or mentally stable. And they go and commit suicide. Or they go and they take pills because they feel like, what? I can't have this baby because the world's going to hate my child because I'm gay. Hell no. So I'm telling you that. I say all that to say this, man. You cannot be ignorant to something because you're not sure of it. Educate yourself. Motivate yourself to do better, to be better. Because as a world, as a society, We want change so much. But when it comes down to doing the work, when it comes down to really putting in that effort to understand something that we're not sure of, we drop the ball. We rather just run with what's necessary, you know? And it's all about the love and support that I've seen and that I received. And I so appreciate everybody that's reached out to me. I try to respond back to everybody because it's important. You know, there hasn't been anybody that's willing to take that backlash and take that ignorance, that confusion, and really, how can I say this? And really, you know, put that shit on their back and be like, you know what? I'm going to fix this. I'm going to correct this. And that's what I want to do to you guys, man. And I really, truly appreciate everybody for really sharing my stuff and all the positivity that's going on. But the ignorance has to stop, guys. You know, I'm here. If you have a question about anything, ask me. If you're confused about anything, ask me. But lesbians do not need to have sex to have a child. I did not have sex to get pregnant. There's no need to do it. If that's what you like, cool, that's on you. But if you're going to do something, be real about it when you do it. You know, don't lie, don't bullshit. Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to give you the tools, and I want you to put them in your toolbox, and I want you to use them when you can. And, you know, it's so deep for my baby bump post because I'm bringing my son into this world. It's not about me no more. So I feel like I have to put this out there. I have to talk about this because it's a lot that's in my community. And it's people that have watched me on VH1, that shared my modeling pictures, that have really showed love. But when it comes down to me being pregnant, it's a whole different thing. Now you're confused. I'm still the same person. I'm still Hollywood. You know, now it's just, I'm pregnant. You know, I'm building a family now. It's not about parties and hosting and any of that no more. It's about building a family, creating something that's going to be forever. My legacy, my little man. You know, and I wrote something, and I'm trying to, you know, get all my points across because it's just crazy to me how ignorant people are, man. And it saddens me that you can just share this post, type that, and just let it linger in the universe like that. Like, do you realize how you sound? You know, and like I said, I've seen a lot of disrespectful comments and shares, and it just saddens me that it's from my own community. You know, the black and the LGBTQ community, which saddens me because I'm all for the rights of others. You know, I'm always, you know, pro everything, pro love, pro everything. But when it comes down to my own rights as a black lesbian woman, you know, I can't conceive because I don't look right. I'm not worthy enough to bear a child because I don't wear a dress. I don't dress feminine enough for you, or I don't wear makeup. So because I'm not into the traditional ways of having sex with a man to become pregnant, I'm not worthy enough to hold that title as a mom. Like I said, that brings me back to segregation, you know? That's like Trump. We can go there. We can talk politics. But at the same time, like, you can't paint a face on somebody because it doesn't look right to you. Okay? And I really want to make that known. And I'm going to bring my son into this world on positive notes. And I read everything, you know. I want to see the negative. I want to see the positive because the negativity, it empowers me, you know. It motivates me. It motivates, like, videos like this. It motivates me to create more and to help people understand more. Like, I'm not one of those people that are going to go back and forth with you and disrespect you and your family and where you come from and everything because, honestly, if you're disrespecting others, and they're just trying to shed light on a topic that maybe you don't know, why not accept that knowledge? Why not appreciate that knowledge and really just try to understand? That's all it comes down to at any point of your life, your job, your family, relationships, everything. You want to be heard, you want to be understood. And that's what it comes down to with the LGBTQ community. This is for everybody that's wanting to have children. This is for everybody that's wanting to build a family, but society has shunned them or wanting to shut them down And there's a lot of lesbians that have had children that hid their pregnancy. Do you know how hard that is on my soul and on my heart? Like when I was pregnant, 8 weeks before I even shared it with you guys on social media, it was killing me that I couldn't just scream to the world that I'm pregnant. But I kept that low for that period of time for myself, and now that it's open and it's out there, like, I feel free. Whether I'm getting bashed, whether I'm getting love, whether I'm being motivated or shunned or receiving backlash, I appreciate all that because it's showing me how much work we really need to do in this world. And that's okay, because the king that I'm about to raise is going to be that change in that world. So guys, that has been my spiel on that. Like I said, I appreciate all the positive vibes and all the positivity. Everybody that's really sent my son things from the registry. It's amazing how much love this boy is getting. He's not even here yet. So please, please, please continue to support. If you see something ignorant, say something, that's educational to this person, because 9 times out of 10, ignorance comes from them not being educated on the matter, on the topic. And my goal is to replace ignorance with intellect by any means necessary. So please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.